Welcome back to dungeon number 1, everybody. My Fatwood Queen signature fragrance is ready for completion. I found an online recipe to make your own fragrance, and well, I took my favorite fragrances and mixed them all together and did a test. This was my first attempt. It had a little too much pine in it. My perfumes consist of sweet almond oil, coconut oil, 6 essential oils, rubbing alcohol, and distilled water. Distilled water is what we need to do right now. This was my first fragrance. This was my second. I made a double batch. This was my third, without dry ingredients. So I've just been dabbling around and learning and getting the feel for it, and I have my fragrance just the way I want it. Make sure to strain it real good, distilled water added to it, and shake it up again, and then I'm going to put it in some bottles. I'm sending some of my fragrance to a few friends for review. Hopefully it won't be too difficult to get an opinion from a friend. I know sometimes that can make people uncomfortable, but I think this is more of a man's cologne or a musk than on a woman, but man, it smells so good. Oh, I got it all over my arms. It's nice and powdery, deep, earthy, woodsy, and I love it. So, my signature fragrance. The base is patchouli, the middle is amber, the top notes are pine and pine cone, and yeah, as you saw on the picture there, those are what I used for essential oils. I also used a big bottle of patchouli and cedar. I added some of that, so there is a touch of cedar in here. I did a little bit of video about when I started to make these. This is done, it's got to have 2 tablespoons of distilled water. With this being a double batch, it will be 4 tablespoons of distilled water. Hopefully this turns out right, because this is a double batch. We'll have to pour it into a different bottle to shake up the water in. But for now, this is going to sit for 6 weeks in the dark, in the deep dark. And that's pretty much what I did. And you're supposed to let it sit for 48 hours to 6 weeks. My perfumes, fragrances have been sitting for well over 6 weeks now. And I'm going to strain it all through the coffee filter into this bottle, add my distilled water, shake it up, and we're going to filter some of it into my little squirt bottles. Just a tiny squirt bottle, spray bottle. It's very cute. I also have a box full of roll-on bottles. But as you can see, I did not make a whole lot. My neighbor loves it. So, let's make sure I got the right one here. Okay. Now, what I did here was I went right by the book, right by the recipe, add the almond oil and the coconut oil first, and then put your base, which was patchouli, and then on top of that amber, on top of that pine and pine cone, Pine is more closer to my fatwood. I've compared it. Pine cone is a little more sweeter, like a white pine. And this one I did not go by the book. I just started adding the fragrances and letting it sit overnight till it got it right, and then I added my almond oil, coconut oil, and rubbing alcohol. And the reason I put these and get these wet to test it is because the rubbing alcohol will hit you when you go to smell it. Taking the rubbing alcohol away by drying it out, you can tell what it's going to smell like on your skin. Or just put some on your skin and let it dry. So here we go. Let's see if I can screw this up. Okay, here we go. Disaster number one. Easy. Wow, it's going to take a while, huh? Fast forward. Alright, this is a 4-ounce jar and I need about 3 ounces of distilled water. There we go. You certainly don't want to use tap water because that smells after a while. It's like, you know how tap water tastes good when it's coming out, but when it's been sitting in your cup, ugh. There we go. Woohoo, look at those oils go up. Now, the tricky part. Where are we going to put all of this so we can strain it again? Easy. Don't you dare fall in. Yep, this might take a while. Okay, so here are the results of my fragrance. I'm not sure if I said it or not, but my favorite fragrance in the whole wide world is amber and patchouli. And that's pretty much what this is, but some pine and a tiny little bit of secret ingredient. Alright, here we go. Come on, baby. Squeeze on out. And there we have it. Fatwood Queen signature fragrance complete. Let's throw our lid on here. It's going to smell good in here for a while. Oh boy, now the fun part. I kind of knew it was going to be messy. Alright, we got us a tiny little funnel. Let's see if my hands can do this without shaking it. There we go. One perfume bottle done. Let's try that again. Let's try filling one of these. Alright, second one down. Top back on. That top on. Let's get a couple more of these itty bitties. And we'll shut the camera off for a second. Huh? Ooh, smell. Holy Toledo, talk about tedious work. And I didn't realize, I really didn't think that I would come up with this much. I thought I might be able to fill one or two of these and some of those. This is a double batch. But this is the first time making perfume, signature perfume. This to me I would think is more of a cologne. This will grab the ladies' attention for sure. Give it a shake because it's homemade fragrance. Let's see here, prime it. There it goes. Ain't that something? And boom, just like that, I used up half the bottle. I could bathe in this stuff. Basically, it's amber and patchouli with a touch of pine. Thanks for watching. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you'd like some. It's no big deal. This is fun. And I now have my own signature fragrance. Fatwood Queen type. Now I gotta figure out how to make a Fatwood Queen type incense. Oh yeah, I forgot about these little bottles. Aren't those cute?